Now, as many of you know, I'm at number 10 Downing Street, possibly the world's most famous black door, covering all the breaking news of politics from our Right Honourable Boris Johnson through to all the other people that fill up our government seats. You know the ones, you have them in your own country. Keeps me incredibly busy every day. And of course, a lot of people want to know how Larry the cat's getting on. Is he friendly? Well, you know what they say, that you're only friendly in politics if you're useful, and I'm not useful to Larry because I don't have any food with me, you know. Lovely cat though, not as friendly as people might think, but I think he's fussed over way too much by the wonderful boys in blue and ladies of the Metropolitan Police, who apparently give him treats in their little cupboard at the end of the road. Don't tell Boris though, oh no, won't go down well. But of course this particular story does have a political slant, and it also features the ever wonderful Duchess of Cambridge. Now, as we all know, at the recent Platinum Jubilee concert, the Duchess of Cambridge, shall we say, struggled at points by keeping her 4-year-old son, Prince Louis, under control. Every mum's nightmare, isn't it, you know? I'm sure my mum would tell you the same thing, right? And the problem is that, you know, the world stage is looking at it, as we've said before. Very difficult, isn't it, when, of course, you know, every camera clicking is going to be picking up every little thing. I thought he was great, you know, he had this sort of vibrant personality, and he didn't really care, did he? You know, according to a very good source, though, they tried everything to keep him occupied, but, you know, a 4-year-old really just doesn't want to sit through that sort of concert, even if it's something that appeals to him. It's a long time. I thought he did incredibly well. But while she was there was one lady who was very supportive of Catherine, Duchess of Cambridge, none other than the Right Honourable Boris Johnson's wife, Carrie Johnson. Now, apparently these two ladies bonded over the fact that, as Catherine nicely and very astutely pointed out to Carrie, you've got all this to come, by the way. Because as we now know, Carrie Johnson is the mother of 2 very young children, and of course, you know, they're at that age where they're remaining slightly quiet, but if they're anything like their father Boris, they're going to be quite boisterous, aren't they, in the front? According to a very good source, the 2 ladies bonded, offering parental tips, what to do in these sort of situations, you know, the sort of picture. I thought it was a very sweet thing because consequently, as you know, recently when Boris Johnson turned up at certain events, allegedly, and as ever we have to say that because, you know, you never truly know where these things come from, he was booed. There's nothing more, I think, cruel than that actually, particularly when it's a family event or a big event like the Platinum Jubilee concert. So for Catherine to reach out and offer the hand of friendship, I think is really sweet. Not only that, it's come to my attention that Sophie Wessex recently went on a private visit to 10 Downing Street to have a look round and look at the history. Very nice, it's a wonderful place inside. But what it really shows you about Sophie and Catherine is this. Sophie took the time out to ask the Prime Minister how he was feeling after his terrible bout with COVID. If you remember, of course, there was a certain actress who was rather cruel about this medical situation that happened to our Prime Minister, but not Sophie. She said, no, seriously, how have you been? How are you coping, you know? What a nice thing for someone to do in her position, to take time out, even though, of course, he's an incredibly busy man as our British Prime Minister. To Catherine and Carrie, I think it's really sweet that these 2 young girls have bonded over, of course, children, and I have been told that Catherine has reached out with her private WhatsApp group should Carrie need any advice. Now, Carrie's a very strong-headed woman, knows her own self as it were, and is very good at dealing with any situation around her. She can look forward apparently to 2 tell-all books coming out later in the year. That's the position you find yourself when you're in the public eye. So it's very sweet, I think, and nice, and it just shows what a wonderful couple William and Catherine are, reaching out to others, even though they may not be in favour. They just view people as people. They don't judge them, and of course they show lots of kindness, which apparently is what we're all supposed to be doing in this brand new 21st century world. Sometimes though, I have to say, we do forget ourselves. It's nice to be reminded. So thank you, Catherine, and thank you, Carrie. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.